What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? A little late night action for you guys. As we got a little bit of breaking news, nothing extremely sexy, nothing to make you go jumping up and down for joy about. But the New York Yankees have gotten a much better utility infielder today, as they have traded for Ahmed Rosario. Funny thing is, I've been saying this a lot recently. This is once again another player that I have mentioned before, but the Yankees do pick up Ahmed Rosario today. The Yankees have acquired infielder Ahmed Rosario from the Nationals. Rosario, a right-handed batter, had an .816 OPS versus left-handed pitching. He's played third base, second base, shortstop, and the outfield this season. Yanks will deal pitcher Clayton Beeter and Bram Martinez, an outfielder in the Dominican Summer League, a smart addition. Now, folks, you got to remember one thing here. Not every single move has to be the sexiest thing on planet Earth. Again, Ryan McMahon made the Yankees better a day before than he was there. Ahmed Rosario does make the Yankees better. The Yankees desperately now need right-handed hitting. The reason that is because they went after Ryan McMahon. Ryan McMahon's a guy that's a lefty bat. We know that already. Ahmed Rosario is having a better year than he has had in recent seasons. You go ahead and look at the overall numbers today. Not enough at-bats to qualify to show it all, but he's hitting the ball a whole lot better this year. I'm assuming this probably means Oswald Peraza is going to be on his way out. Kind of surprised he wasn't in that deal, to be quite honest with you, but 270 average on the year, 310 on base percentage, 426 slugging, a 736 OPS for Ahmed Rosario, 40 hits and 148 at-bats. Again, 5 bombs. But you look at all the other stuff here, he's hitting the ball way better than he has in years past. So again, at the end of the day, just another small move for the Yankees that makes them a slightly better team. Again, look, should anybody be super excited about this or thinking that this is going to, be the move that gets us so much better? Oh my God, no, it's not that at all. But look, our job here and what I do here at NYYU is to inform you guys on the most recent moves. It's not a bad move. Ahmed Rosario is a solid player. He's going to help this team, especially against left-handed pitching. The Yankees obviously need more help. They need a lot more help. They need some pitching. Aaron Judge, again, look, they're saying 10 days. You could never trust the Yankees when the Yankees are saying 10 days. Well, let's be honest here, folks. We kind of been in this rodeo before at the Yankees. You don't really know how long a guy is actually going to be out. That is just the way of the New York Yankees. They tell you 10 days, it ends up being a whole month. It's kind of the way they are. As Perry says, not flashy, great move. Could be the Jerry Hairston. Jerry Hairston was a big play for the Yankees in 2009. I'm not saying that I'm not ready to go there. I like Ahmed Rosario. I think Rosario's a nice little deal for this team. Look, the Yankees bench has sucked for a while. I mean, you're running out guys like Oswald Peraza. You don't need to be doing that. This does make their bench more deeper. It allows them to go ahead and have Rosario likely start against left-handed pitching. Again, he has an .816 OPS against lefties. That is an area where the Yankees really struggle. Hell, we saw it today, did we not? I mean, we're sitting there watching this game today, and look at what we watched. We saw a left-handed pitcher on a mound absolutely dominate a left-handed hitting Yankee team. And that is something that you don't want to see happen often. Marvin, I'll be honest, I'm surprised that Peraza wasn't in this deal potentially. Maybe they didn't even want him. But again, man, no, it's scarce. No, it looks like every game. I get it. I know everybody's very down on the Yankees. I know that. I get it. Everybody's rightfully down on the Yankees. So I knew I'd come in here today and everybody's been, come on, Pete, really? Guys, we report on everything Yankee related. You guys have heard me specifically mention Ahmed Rosario quite a bit. Again, for me, very good bench piece. Does this make the Yankees a whole lot better team? No, it's just additional slight improvements. I think McMahon showed you why the Yankees went after him today. He did strike out twice. He is going to strike out. There's no doubt about that. Walked, had a hit, but he also made a phenomenal play at third base. And that's the main reason why the Yankees went out and got him. They're being embarrassed right now around the league. You know, no matter how much NYYU talks about it, right now we're still under 50,000 subs. I think our message is getting out there quite a bit. We are growing every single day. But when you got a reporter like Ken Rosenthal, who writes an entire article basically on how the Yankees have become a laughing stock around baseball, yeah, things are getting really ugly for this team. So they are doing the best that they can do to go ahead and fix up that sloppy play by getting guys that can actually field the baseball. And even though they were, Jazz made a bad error today, the defense, I don't know. The only play I really remember today was the Jazz play, but the Yankees obviously have a lot of work to do. We all know that. We all understand that. I don't want to say that, I don't believe I had a couple of people messaging me saying, well, where is he going to play? I'll be honest with you. I think he's starting against lefties. I think that's something where he plays third base against lefties. I think he plays second base sometimes, every now and then when Jazz maybe needs a break. But remember, too, Stanton's not going to play every day either way. And you're going to be able to DH some guys and go ahead and put him out there at different positions. But he is a super utility guy, plays the outfield, plays second, short, and third. So, again, this to me is a smart Brian Cashman deal. Anybody who is worried that they gave up Clayton Beeter got his shot up here. And, I'm a fan of giving guys long looks. Clayton Beeter did not look like the same guy that we saw earlier. I don't know what happened, but Beeter didn't look phenomenal. So for me, I give this one a thumbs up. If 6 o'clock hits on the 31st and the two moves the Yankees made are Rosario and McMahon, yeah, I'm going to sit here and say this is bad. This is really, really bad. No, that's obviously not the case as it stands right now. These are two earlier trades than the Yankees usually make. I like the Rosario move. I've been a fan of Rosario for a while. We gave up Clayton Beeter and a Dominican outfielder named Bron Martinez. I believe that's how you say his first name, but he's in the summer league right now, so he's ages away from contributing. But again, if anybody does not know, this is Jack Curry's message right here. The Yankees have acquired infielder Ahmed Rosario from the Nationals. Rosario, again, a right-handed batter, has an .816 OPS against left-handed pitching. He's played third base, second base, shortstop, in the outfield this season. Yankees deal, of course, Clayton Beeter and Brom Martinez on deal. Again, I'm going live for this to talk about this with you all because, again, this is what we do here. It's a good deal. This is a good move by the New York Yankees. Yes, he's played shortstop. He's played third. He's played second. He plays some of the outfield. The Yankees, it feels like the Yankees are obviously trying to fix some of the most embarrassing things they've done. Obviously, they're not going to go out there and get rid of Aaron Boone. Folks, they're not going to get rid of Anthony Volpe. And we all know that. These guys are not moving. This, to me, makes the Yankees bench a whole lot better. And it makes them a better team overall. Does this mean they're winning the division? No. Aaron Judge is going to be out for a while. The next probably week or so is going to be extremely important on where the Yankees actually finish. Again, like I said before, when it comes to Judge, the Yankees said 10 days. When the Yankees say 10 days, that's more like 20 days. I'm just saying. You don't really know when the Yankees talk how long he's actually going to be out. What's going on with Cabrera? He's out for the season. Cabrera's out for the season. Oh, I would dream of a better shortstop all day too, Corinne. I'm just letting you guys know he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. So I know a lot of people want to. Jones call up? No. Spencer Jones is not going to be called up. I was hearing that Everson Pereira could be the guy that gets called up for the Yankees. I believe Jack Curry and a few others have also said that Spencer Jones will not be called up. So he will not be the guy they actually call up while Judge is out. They don't want to do that. Again, I know a lot of people are going to be upset about that. He is also nursing back spasms right now. It happens to him often. He's been a guy that has nursed some back spasms. Again, a big guy, so not the most uncommon thing in the world. So he's not going to be the call-up. So it seems. You must be celebrating since you're always preying on his downfall. I have no idea who you're talking about. Jay Soon. You sound like a dumb son of a bitch, to be quite honest with you. Your mother must have dropped you a couple of times on your head. I don't think I've ever celebrated a player's downfall, especially a young player on the Yankees. You're just a little stupid. Your mother was a dumb whore with a fat ass. Did you know that? Let me play it for you. Here you go, brother.
Your mother was a dumb whore with a fat ass. Did you know that?
There it goes. That's for Jay Soon, folks. I heard we traded for Justin Rivera, a 38-year-old that doesn't play in the MLB. I don't know about that deal. I got no idea about that deal. Didn't hear about that one. But anyway, Pete, when Lombard is ready, do they pull the plug on Volpe? Look, Rambo, here's the thing, man. McMahon is locked in, right? McMahon is locked in at third base. I don't know. McMahon's locked in at third. I don't know what's going to happen there, but at the end of the day, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. Move Grisham for some pitching next. I don't know what they're going to do, man. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting what the Yankees do next. Look, they need starting pitching. They need relief pitching. There is a lot that has to happen for the New York Yankees. I don't know if there's enough that they can do to make this team I don't want to say a true contender, but a legitimate threat for the World Series. I guess maybe that is a true contender, right? Maybe that is that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Boston is looking really good. I know we got some Red Sox fans in here, rightfully so. Boston is looking like a really good team right now. The Rays have been a team that's kind of fallen off a bit. The Rangers are red hot. They're on everybody's tail also. So it's like I said, man, by the end of this month, the Yankees could be finding themselves out of a playoff spot, but there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. And look, I think we should be excited about one thing. At least they're making fucking moves. At least they're not waiting to the 31st to say, oh shit, we got a few hours left. What are we going to do? Look, man, at the end of the day, they are making moves. And that is something that we should at least be able to look at and go, good. At least you're doing that. Are all of these the sexiest moves in the world? Is Ahmed Rosario going to move the needle? Not really. Does Ahmed Rosario make the Yankees slightly better? Yes, he does. Does McMahon make the Yankees slightly better? Yes. Look, they're a better team with McMahon and Rosario than they are without McMahon and Rosario. Again, does that mean that's the move everybody wanted? Of course not. Everybody wants the big deals. We want a deal that we can all get excited about and go, this team's a way better club now. But at least they're out there doing something. And that, to me, should be something that we're looking at celebrating in a way, instead of what we've seen from certain years past when they end up getting Alfredo Garcia. You remember that deadline? What did the Yankees do? They got Alfredo Garcia, and that's it. And that's all there is to it. The Yankees right now are in the doghouse. They're playing terrible baseball. The Yankees are playing horrible baseball. There's no denying that. This move shouldn't make any Yankee fan feel like, oh my God, we're great again, but it's a good move. Yeah, Keenan Middleton. Remember that one? So look, they're out there hunting. They're trying to do any little thing they could do to make this club better. That's good. Do we all want to see the big deal? Is the big deal coming? Is there going to be a Dylan Cease deal? Is there going to be a Bednar and Mitch Keller deal? I don't know. We got to wait and see. They have the pieces for these moves. We got to see if they actually do it. Joe Ryan is a guy. Now, I believe it was Andy Martino. Andy Martino, let me see if I can actually find that, because I think it was Andy Martino who gave the update on Spencer Jones. Let me see. It might have been Andy Martino, but I believe somebody came out and they were like, Spencer Jones would only be traded at this point for a guy like Paul Skeens, and that ain't going to happen. Let me see. It wasn't Martino. I feel like it was. Maybe it wasn't. I guess it wasn't Andy Martino. Somebody tweeted that. One of the reporters tweeted that. I forgot who it was. Let's see. That's not it. That's not it. Yeah, I don't see it on Martino. It wasn't him. It was John Heyman. Okay. So yeah, let me find that Heyman tweet real quick just to throw on the screen for everybody so we can look at that together. I knew somebody said it, and it was John Heyman who said it, according to the chat. Let's see. Bada bing, bada boomski. Right here. Here it is. So this from John Heyman earlier. Jones with his 1,400 OPS in AAA also isn't going anywhere. The only type of player they trade him for is Paul Skeens, who's off the table, and that's obviously a very limited category. So again, you're not going to go ahead and give up Spencer Jones right now where his high is high. I mean, this is probably going to be the highest value Spencer Jones will ever have. I don't think his value could be up any more than it is right now. And let's be real here. There's really not anybody ultra sexy out there to say we'll give away multiple prospects. You know, Joe Ryan is really good, but do you want to trade Spencer Jones plus others for Joe Ryan? Does that make you a World Series contender now? I don't know. Is there somebody out there that you're willing to say right now, I trade Spencer Jones for? Now, if it's Joe Ryan, you know, plus a few others and, you know, maybe two other relievers and Jones headlines that package, that's a different story. That's a different story in my opinion. But the Yankees don't seem like they want to do that. And look, I understand that. Tatis and Machado. Oh, come on now. Let's get serious here. That'd be amazing. I would love that. That'd be beautiful. As Ruben says, there really isn't a superstar available. I mean, right now, when it comes to pitching, you got guys like Mitch Keller, who would make the Yankees better. Joe Ryan would make the Yankees better. All of these guys make this team better. It's just, are you willing to make those type of deals to, you know, put the team, quote unquote, over the top and deal up top prospects? I don't know if you want to do that. I don't know if you want to do that. We need superstars, small role players, moves, nor moving, no needle. I don't know what the hell you just said, but you're wrong. You don't need superstars to win. The Yankees do not need superstars to win. That's just the wrong mindset. 1998, they didn't have superstars to win. In 09, look at the deals they made. None of those guys were superstars. The Yankees need players that can actually hit the ball and field the ball. That's what they need. They don't need to go out there and say you got to get 3 or 4 superstars. Not at all. You don't need that. Ruben, I've been good, brother. Good to see you in here, fam. I hope all is well. Hope you're doing good, brother. It's been a while. It's been a while. Judge needs Tommy John could be done for career. Se murió. Madon, look at this guy. Look at this guy. I just don't like them being so lefty heavy. Well, that's why they made this deal, Pep. Pep, that's why they made this deal. Ahmed Rosario's hitting lefties very well this year. That's why they made the deal. They should trade for Duran and Joe Ryan. I would love that. I would love that. I think that would be a really good deal. I think that would be a really good deal. That would be a very, very good deal. What pitchers do you have in mind? Brother, I don't know. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, man. This is one of the craziest trade deadlines I can remember because I'll be honest, I'm like, what's really out there? Like, is it even worth it to a degree? There's a part of me now when I watch this club, and I've never been this guy. As Kev just adds, and Pete, these motherfuckers listening, we wanted Ahmed last year. We did. We talked about Ahmed even in the offseason as a guy who could play third base for the Yankees because they didn't know, they didn't know where to go. And we talked about him quite a bit, but there's just not a lot out there, man. And I hate being this guy, and I hate even saying this because I'm on record all the time of saying I will go down with this ship no matter how bad the Yankees are. I'll be there going down with the Titanic. I'll be the guy playing the fucking violin. I don't care. I'll be playing it under the water as we go. I am not getting off the ship that is the New York Yankees. There is nothing that's going to get me off that. Here's my big concern. Do you even want to trade prospect capital now for what this club is? And trust me, it's hard for me to even get that out. It's hard for me to get that out because that's not who I am. I'm one of those people that go, yeah, just go for it. No matter what, keep going for it. Keep going for it. Keep going for it. Keep going for it. But the problem with this team is, I hate saying it, man. You watch them and they don't give you any bit of hope. They just don't give you hope. They really don't. You know, and my big concern today was if Judge is out, you're going to hear the same type of bullshit that, well, you know, it was because of the Judge injury. This team has not been a good team since the end of May. They've been an under 500 club since the end of May. I mean, that is really, really bad. This is not a really good club right now. MLB Marathon with a great comment. Going from Oswald Peraza and Jorbit Vivas to Ryan McMahon and Ahmed Rosario is a solid start to this trade deadline for the Yankees. I'm right there with you, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not sitting here beating this deal up. Nobody should. I'm going live because this is what we do here at the U. We go live. We talk about these type of things. And look, non-Yankee fans are going to beat these type of deals up. Rightfully so, they should. But this did make this club better. Again, how much better? Well, we're going to see. The games are going to be played. But it does make this team better. There's no denying that. Well, Day of Doom, what's up, man? We could be optimistic. Above that, we could be realistic. You got to be realistic, and that's my thing, man. You know, it's weird because if you guys go back to the day that Fernando Cruz got injured, if you remember what I said, what did I say that day? I said the Yankees bullpen is about to be really bad. And they have been horrifically bad since they made that move. So since he got injured, excuse me. Fernando Cruz was a constant in this lineup. He was very, very good. He kind of brought everything together because he could make that 6th inning work. He could make that 7th inning work. Hell, he could make the 8th inning work. Losing him really affected his team's bullpen. Then Weaver got hurt, and since he's come back, he hasn't been the same. No matter how good Devin Williams has been of late, can you trust him? I can't. I don't trust Devin Williams. Would anybody want to see the Yankees get into the postseason and Devin Williams is closing down 1-run saves? I don't trust it. I don't trust it one bit. Corinne says team is a catastrophe fundamentally, and unfortunately, no trade can fix that. No doubt about that. No trade can definitely fix that, but this does make the Yankees, again, slightly better as a fundamental club. Guys, do me a favor, smack that like, hit that subby. You know how we do it here at the U. Again, anybody got any questions, go ahead, throw it out there. I will answer some of them. We got an early game again tomorrow, 1:35 start time. Trying to see if there's anybody else who is throwing some of this out here. Let's see. This is pretty interesting right here. Brendan Cuddy, let's take a look. This is what Brendan Cuddy is saying what the Yankees lineup might look like against lefties with Judge being out. You got Rosario playing third base, McMahon then sitting the bench, Dominguez hitting ninth. I don't know. You know, it's kind of sad to see Ahmed Rosario batting 5th for the Yankees in any. Oh my God, I should have knew it was Brendan Cuddy. I shouldn't even show that shit. DJ Steele says breaking news, Rosario to right field. Motto, what the hell did I even show that shit for? I shouldn't have showed it. That's my fault, everybody. Be mad at me. Don't be mad at Brendan Cuddy. E. Diego says donate Peraza's flexor and UCL, the Judge and Cole. There, I fixed the deadline. I wish they could fix the deadline that way, but Lord have mercy, I tell you what. Let's see. They'll use him with McMahon. They've been looking for a right-handed infielder for many months. They get that guy in Ahmed Rosario. So nothing else really out there right now when it comes to movement for the New York Yankees. Let's see. Okay. Unwatchable without Judge. Nah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, apparently the Yankees want to get Stanton in the outfield. That is fucking nuts, bro. I mean, that is really nuts. They want to run Stanton back out there in the outfield. I don't know how you consider doing that one bit. Stanton should be nowhere near the outfield. I'm just being honest. He should be nowhere near an outfield. Sticker, I think that's Sticker, right? Jay's fan here. Who do you think is in the best position right now at this trade deadline out of all the teams on a Trout trade? And brother, I don't know, man. For Mike Trout, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if he's even available. I don't know what type of deal that would be. I don't know. Ruben says I really dislike how Volpe and Wells have not been able to get their averages closer to 250, 260. Well, Anthony Volpe hasn't made the adjustments. It's as clear as day. You know what I mean? Anthony Volpe has not made the adjustments. The same things that affected Anthony Volpe in year 1 are affecting him in year 3. Pitches away, sliders away, heaters up in the zone. He can't hit them. Sad thing is this year, he hasn't been able to hit heaters down the middle, right down the Johnson. So, Anthony Volpe just got work to do, man. He has to adjust to the league because the league has adjusted to him. There's no denying that. It's the same things that Anthony Volpe struggled with before he got to the majors that he's still struggling with now. Austin Wells to me is the one that bothers me even more than Volpe because I told you guys when Volpe first came up, I was expecting a 240 player. He's been worse than that. So Anthony Volpe struggling does not really shock me at all, or still struggling average-wise. But Austin Wells to me is more shocking because I really thought Wells was a more complete hitter. And that to me is more shocking than Anthony Volpe struggling. Ronnie says Stanton got more mangled elbows than Judge. No right field for him. I don't even know how the hell they're going to do that. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how to even consider putting him in right field. It's so freaking crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. Anthony Volpe has not been coached, mentored, or trained to make the adjustments. Well, sometimes it's up to the player to make those adjustments too. Do you think Anthony Volpe can get better under different management? Do you think the average can go up? It's up to the player, man. The player got to make those adjustments. Coaches and everything can say, hey, look, you're doing this, you're doing that. Let's work on it. He's got to make those adjustments himself. He's got to lay off those sliders on the outside corner. The heater upstairs, he just can't catch up to. I don't know. I heard somebody in, you hear a bunch of different things. Maybe he needs to swing a lighter bat. Maybe he needs to crowd the plate a little bit. You hear a bunch of different shit about Anthony Volpe, but who the hell knows? Who knows? Do you think we are done getting bats? Do you think they are prioritizing pitching now? Yeah, I think you'll start seeing pitching deals come across. Look, they've made 2 trades. They made 2 deals. The Yankees really haven't went out there and surrendered a big name prospect. Somebody that we're like, oh, damn. They haven't done that yet. Does that make me feel like maybe they're holding some better chips for a larger deal when it comes to maybe a starter and a reliever from one team? I do kind of feel that way. We'll see what happens. But I do kind of feel that way, that the Yankees are kind of holding out their better prospects, their better young players to make a move for a starter and a reliever. I do feel that way. We'll see what happens. Joe Madden recently said, speaking of Anthony Volpe, Joe Madden said you might have to send Volpe down to the minors for a little while. And I'll be honest with you, man, sometimes that does kick you in the ass. Brandy says, why not bring up Everson Pereira or Jones? I think there's a chance they could bring up Everson Pereira. I think you could potentially see him. No doubt about that. No doubt about it. But again, man, the Yankees make their second move. You can't be overly upset with this deal. It's obvious. Rosario can play short. I think you see him more at third base. And do I expect to see him in the outfield much? He's played all those positions this year, but I think they're going to specifically have him at third base against lefties. But the crazy thing to me is, and I hate saying this, but the Yankees have so many lefties in the lineup. Now they get a guy in... What is McMahon being paid? You're platooning a guy being paid like $16 million a year. That's young still. He's not an old guy. That's a bit surprising to me. Yeah, that's a bit surprising to me. You're gonna go ahead and, get him, and then automatically you're platooning the guy. I mean, I don't know. Pete, why are you such a badass motherfucker at what you do? You're the best. I come on here and I talk, brother. I don't think I'm doing anything too special here. S-Man doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, says Dominican American. He's sick and tired. Are you okay with letting Beater go? Yeah, I'm okay with letting Clayton Beater go. Look, when he was up here, he didn't look that good this year. It seemed like he just didn't recover from that injury too well, but I got no problem with letting him go. I got no problem with letting him go. I got no problem with him doing that. No, yeah, it's, but that's the Yankees' choice, and that's my problem. The Yankees' choice would be to platoon Ryan McMahon. When my opinion of stuff like that is when you trade for a guy like Ryan McMahon, that you want him to be better than he was in Colorado. Let the guy play. You saw some of the good today from him. You saw the defense. You saw that he can get into hitters' counts, 3-2 counts, 2-2 counts. He walked. He got a single. Nothing sexy, and he struck out. We know he's going to strike out. That's what he does. He plays lockdown defense at third base. Look, for me personally, I'd rather he be the guy that's out there daily. If you're going to find spots for Ahmed Rosario, well, look, again, somebody got mad at me early because they go, well, Pete, what are you talking about is bad roster construction? Well, look at the type of shit you got to do to fix your roster. The Yankees have had poor roster construction under Brian Cashman for the last multiple years. They finally got back to balance last year, remember? Because they had all right-handed hitters. So they just finally started getting back to a balanced lineup. Now they're a lefty-heavy lineup. It's wild to me because they don't let Dominguez play every day. They got to mix it up. You know what I mean? Stick with a constant lineup. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is why I was saying the other day. You may get to the point where you might have to trade a guy like Goldie or somebody because maybe Bellinger plays first base every day and you have a regular lineup day in and day out. It's insane to me that every single day you are running out a different lineup. It's ridiculous. I literally had people pissed off at me on Instagram because I said Brian Cashman has some of the worst lineup constructions you'll ever see. And it's proof because now he has to make moves like this because he got so many lefties. When again, can I explain something to everybody? They could have got the man they just traded for, Ahmed Rosario, in the offseason for $2 million when they had no third baseman. I'm just saying. I'm not upset with this trade. I like this deal. I'm a fan of Ahmed Rosario. I like him. I think this is a decent move for the Yankees. They could have got him in the offseason for $2 million had he had the trade for him. And they could have worked on the defense, having a third baseman. Even if you decided we'll platoon this guy with Cabrera, well, Cabrera goes down, you got a third baseman. This is more of the way for the New York Yankees. They just don't have smart roster construction. It's very stupid. It's very, very stupid, and there is no way around that. I'm sorry. It's just not. It doesn't make sense. They don't do things the right way. It's kind of like they just play backwards all day. They just love to play backwards. David says Rosario will be a good bench guy and plays all around the field. That is true. That definitely works for Ahmed Rosario. That's exactly the type of player that he is. Let's see if we got any additional takes. Let's see. Bada bing, bada boomski. So yeah, man, I mean, that's really it. Here's the, whoops. There's the official picture right here, Ahmed Rosario. Yankees just announced this, so that means it is official. You'd assume he should be ready to go tomorrow. Ruben, a lot of people, I'm getting this, people are saying now, well, Pete, he just loves Jason Dominguez so much. It's not about loving Jason Dominguez, man. I'm going to make this very simple because Ruben is right what he just said. Let me go back up to what Ruben said, and I'll put this on the screen here. Where's he at? Dominguez actually had a good at-bat. He literally needs to just lead off every day. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll talk about this really, really fast when it comes to Jason Dominguez. I said it today. If the Yankees call up Spencer Jones should play every day. There shouldn't be some sort of platoon situation for a guy like Spencer Jones. He's one of your top prospects. If Jason Dominguez has been here, Jason Dominguez, you should find a way for him to be in that lineup every single day. And that's all there is to it. One, let me tell you why. I'll give you a couple of reasons why you need that. Peraza, David Myers says, Peraza, you think gets moved now or packaged or DFA'd? I don't know, but Peraza ain't going to be long for this team, I don't think. Let me explain to you guys why. And this goes for Spencer Jones. It goes for other players, but I'll talk about Jason Dominguez here. You remember I just talked about balance? Well, there goes your balance. Jason Dominguez is a switch hitter. Earlier in the year, you had people saying that Dominguez can't hit right-handed. Well, over his last 30-plus ABs or something like that, Dominguez is hitting, I think right around 300 or so batting right-handed. He's cheap. He's cost controllable for years to come. You need to build your squad with guys like that. One, he's also extremely dynamic. He's very fast, as you guys know. When he was leading off, things were looking very good. He was getting better pitches to hit. He was hitting the ball. He was getting on base. He was stealing. He was doing everything. But again, he's a switch hitter to a team that has a lot of lefties. That makes your club better. He's also your prototypical leadoff hitter. He can hit a home run every now and then. He can hit balls in a gap. He could be at second base to start a game, single, steal a base, triple, who knows. He could do all of that. Spencer Jones really this year has solidified himself as an elite level prospect. Very fast, very good defense, and all that other stuff, right? He's that type of player. Spencer Jones gets called up. I'll be sitting here saying the same thing. Spencer Jones should be in that lineup every single day. The idea that Anthony Volpe has been the only Yankee prospect of this new crop coming up that has been allowed to play every single day while severely underperforming as a hitter. And this year, even defensively, and he's still out there every single day. It is crazy to me that this is the way the Yankees are handling younger players. The Volpe treatment, which Michael K took from me, he started saying that Dominguez needs the Volpe treatment, something I've been saying for a long, long time this year. It's the same thing. Dominguez is a top prospect. He's one of the top prospects in the game when he was ranked. Spencer Jones is a top prospect. He is now one of the top prospects in the game. You can't expect these guys to perform by saying you're playing sporadically now when you've played every day your whole life. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. Anthony Volpe, again, was 18 for like 112 or 18 for 105, whatever that crazy slump was. They never sat him. They had him out there every single day like it was nothing. That's it. It's crazy. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean? And people, there's no other shortstops. Bullshit. Bullshit, there's no other shortstops. So that means you leave the guy up here to be 18 for 125 and you let it be? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. Then Jason Dominguez could be leading off. You're winning all these games. He's batting 3-something as a leadoff hitter. And then they bench him and he goes 0 for 5 and they bench him again. It's nuts. It's honestly nuts. And I hope that when Spencer Jones gets called up, he doesn't get the same type of treatment. I hope that Spencer Jones is in the lineup every single day, just like Anthony Volpe has been given that opportunity, just like Jason Dominguez should be given that opportunity. It's that simple. I don't think they'll ever trade not Dominguez. I don't think they'll trade Trent Grisham. I don't think they trade him. I think they like Grisham a lot. I think they like Trent Grisham a lot. And I think they feel like he's a leader in that clubhouse and he's having a really good year. No doubt about that. But look, I've always kind of said this. It doesn't mean you can't bring him back. You know, that's what makes the Yankees different than a lot of other clubs is if you deal one of these guys as a free agent, you like them a lot, you could always bring them back. You got that option. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying you do have that option. You do have that option to make that move. Let me see if there's anything else here. Let's see. Let's see. Where are we? I don't think there's anything else here. We do got a super chat from David Miser. He says, if Jones comes up, would you keep him up through September since it'll be 2 weeks once Judge comes back? I mean, who knows when Judge is coming back? Who knows when Judge is coming back? I mean, that's the big question. Judge could be 10 days. He could be 20 days. He could be a full month. Who knows? He could be longer than that. You know, a lot of people, look, let me tell you guys, let me give you guys a little secret, all right? You may not want to listen too much to what Aaron Boone says. I'm just saying. You guys remember he'll be back in 2 weeks? Remember I coined a phrase? Missed the 2 weeks. It ended up being 2 months. Hey, be careful when you listen to what Aaron Boone says. I'll be back in 10 days. Be careful. That's all I'm saying. Aaron Boone with a super chat. If you could have one player in the MLB added to the MLB roster, both pitcher and batter, who would it be and why? Oh my God, a pitcher and batter? Skeens as the pitcher. This is always fun, right? Skeens as the pitcher. And I'm going to go with what the Yankees have as an opening. Who's a really good shortstop? Who's a really good shorts? Give me Bobby Witt. Give me Skeens and Bobby Witt, and I'll be a happy guy. I could also say a guy like Fernando Tatis Jr., but we got a lot of outfielders already. Give me Skeens and Bobby Witt. Corinne says Boone told us it was a contusion. Yeah, I mean, you know, don't listen to what Aaron Boone tells you. I promise you guys right now, do not listen to what Booney tells you, and I'm telling you. Caleb says Lindor and Skeens, sign me up. Seager, sign me up. Sign me up. I ain't that hard. Hey, yo! Boom, boom, boom. Now let me say. I meant to say ain't that hard to please, all right? Take it easy with me. I meant to say ain't that hard to please. Take it easy. Boom, boom, boom. Now let me say. I meant to say I am not that hard to please, all right? That's it. That's all I meant to say, damn it. Oh, my goodness. You can never win with this crew, I tell you. You can never win with you guys, man. All the guys we passed on due to having fucking elite shortstops in the minor leagues. Yeah, no doubt about that, man. We've had, they've passed on a lot of good players. They passed on a whole lot of good players with this club, but what are you going to do, man? They're stuck with who we got right now. A flexor strain is what Cole had before he went out. Yes, a flexor strain a lot of times is a precursor to UCL damage, but you basically got to shut that arm down and, have treatment on it every single day. If you guys remember, I don't want to say I'm right, or I think I'm right on this. This is what Juan Soto had, and he took time off and he came back and he was good. But if you guys remember, Soto had the same thing and people were thinking it was going to be Tommy John, but it wasn't. It was the same thing that Aaron Judge has now. And what they usually do is you just lay off it for a while, you get treatment on it, and then it should be fine. But again, it is still very, very different when it comes to a pitcher and an outfielder. Pitchers are constantly using that arm. So even when they take time off and come back, you're putting a lot of torque on that arm every single day. So yes, a lot of times a flexor strain is a precursor to having a UCL damage. No, I don't think they hold on to both Bellinger and Grisham. No way. No way. I don't see them doing that. I don't see them doing that at all. Yeah, I don't think that'll be the case. But the one thing I will say too about Brian Cashman, and I don't know, what's really gonna happen come July 31st. Again, we got a lot of people in here, guys, just so you are aware. On July 31st, I will be live from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m., a full 24-hour live stream. That is the day of the trade deadline. So again, we're not going to miss a beat. We'll be live for a full 24 hours that day. We're hearing a lot of the names, the Pirates, Pittsburgh. Pirates are Pittsburgh, same damn team. Minnesota. But maybe there's other deals out there that Brian Cashman has worked on. Maybe there's other deals that Brian Cashman is having conversations about. Maybe there's a starting pitcher and reliever combo that we don't know about yet that he ends up making because, again, two trades. They haven't given up anything major yet. So is there going to be something on the table that the Yankees make to potentially add a starter and a reliever? Because I do think that's a trade they probably have to make. Get a starter and a reliever. I like Mitch Keller. Like I said, I like Joe Ryan. But are there other names out there that we're not talking about? Is there a cost control player that a team would be willing to deal? I don't know. Let's get nuts, Pete. Trade Jones and the Martian for Tatis. Belly, Tatis judging the outfield. Look, if Fernando Tatis was truly available. Look, I've mentioned this about Sandy a lot. Sandy's problem this year is his command. The fastball velo's there. His command is the biggest problem. That is not uncommon for a guy coming back from surgery. It's not uncommon. Luis Robert, center and trade Grisham. No, I wouldn't do that. But Sandy's a guy that it's all about. His command right now is not where it needs to be. Hungry Kev says, are you willing to trade Dominguez for Brendan Donovan? I love Brendan Donovan. I love Jason Dominguez. I think the team would be so dynamic with both of those guys in a lineup every day. But I'd be real with you guys. I'd have to sit there and think about that. I'd have to think about that, really. Just because of the way this team has handled Jason Dominguez. I mean, that's the only reason why I feel like they are going to move him at some point. I got this going for 2 years. For 2 years, I've been saying this about Dominguez. I feel that when Jones is close to being ready, they will trade Jason Dominguez and keep Spencer Jones. I've said this for 2 years. And a lot of people have attacked me and beat me up over me saying that. But it's true. I feel there is somebody in this Yankee organization that is not a fan of Jason Dominguez. That's it. I feel there's somebody that doesn't believe in this kid, doesn't like him, whatever the hell it may be. And they're not a big fan of him. And I've said this for years. I hope I am wrong, by the way, because I like Jason Dominguez a lot. I want to see him play every day. I think he's extremely dynamic. I think he's a very good player overall. But Brendan Donovan's a guy that really could fit. This team needs ball players. They need guys that are ball players, man. And Brendan Donovan fits that mold. I just don't know what that deal would look like. If somebody were to come to me and go, you had to deal him or Dominguez or Jones, who you dealing? I'm dealing Spencer Jones. I've said it for a long time. I could be so wrong about this. I don't know. But I am dealing Spencer Jones. To me, there's a lot more holes in that bat than people are talking about. He's still working on the batting stances. And a lot of people feel like, well, this means you don't like him. No, I like Spencer Jones. I want to see Spencer Jones do really good. But there's a lot of worry for me when it comes to a guy like Spencer Jones. Now, I could be wrong, and he's could have figured it out. He could have figured it out now. Could still be a pretty high strikeout guy, but he could go off. And maybe he is the 30-plus home run guy that people hope he could be with very good speed and very good defense. It's possible. It is very possible. No doubt about that. No doubt about it. But I would keep Jason Dominguez if I had to make a guess right now. David Miser says Jason, Grisham, Schlittler, and one more for Zach Gallen? Brother, you'll have Zach Gallen for 2 months. You're going to deal the entire farm for Zach Gallen? Ain't no way, brother. Jack, damn. Nah, David, that's you off on that one, brother. You really off on that one, fam. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. Look, man, I'm all for sending, if the Yankees, if it ever got to that point right there and you got to go ahead and send Anthony Volpe down, the problem is this team got no fucking balls to do that. The Yankees have no balls. There's nobody in that organization that will say, yep, make that move now, send him down. They're not going to do it. They don't got balls for it. They don't got big enough balls to do it. They really don't. They don't got big enough balls to do it. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just getting a few messages. Give me 1 second, guys. Roy, my supplier of Hostess cupcakes. Crackle nuts. Come on, brother. I told you, start eating some fucking broccoli, brother. Eat the broccoli, Crackle nuts. Unbelievable. Pete, what is a lefty reliever you wish for? I kind of like Gregory Soto, to be honest, but the Mets got him. I like Gregory Soto. I would have liked that move, but I don't know. I don't know. You think Mackenzie Gore still was ever gettable? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, it doesn't have to be so complex, but the Yankees make it that way. The Yankees make it that way. Trade Volpe for a starter. It's never going to happen. They're not going to move Anthony Volpe, folks. I know a lot of people, I'm just not going to get anybody hopes up on something like that happening. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's like they're scared Volpe's dad is going to kick their ass. He's not kicking nobody's ass. Stop it. Stop it. Leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. Leave that man alone, damn it. Would you trade Jazz for anyone? No. Why would I trade Jazz for? We're trading the wrong people here. We're trading the wrong people. Jazz is having his best year as a Yankee. He's having his best year of his career. Why are we trading Jazz for? For a lot of those guys like Jazz that people are concerned about, I don't think you guys would have that same concern if we had a different manager. I think Aaron Boone makes all that shit concerning because he's so lackadaisical and everything's okay and he doesn't hold nobody accountable. So I think if the Yankees had a better manager that was allowed to do his job, I think people would feel a lot differently about a lot of these players on this team. We need a shortstop who shines like Jazz shines. Well, you ain't getting that with Volpe. Can Rosario pitch out of the bullpen? No, he cannot. Obviously not. Well, I see what these questions are going to at this point now, guys. I think we've kind of hit every topic that we need to hit today. Subscribe, like, and share. NYYU, folks. We are busting our asses over here, building this network up. A lot of great things headed your guys' way. We are 30 subbies away from 48,700 as we make our way to 50,000 subscribers. As Jira just put in the chat, follow us on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are the best. Much love to each and every one of you. Tomorrow's game's a 1:30 start time. Catch me on Game Season Live. Peace out, folks. Have a great rest of your night. Get some sleep, ladies and gentlemen. We got another day of Yankee baseball tomorrow. God bless us all. Have a good night, guys.